Ray, what did y'all see on tape, what y'all talked about that was the main issue in the run defense against Notre Dame?
I think there was different issues that came up in terms of fitting the correct gaps, who was supposed to fill those gaps. I mean, because it starts with the D-line and then the linebackers and then the secondary. So I think it's a combination of everything when it comes to stopping the run. And I think one thing we really emphasized this week is setting the edge. We got to set the edge better and really control that and make it hard on teams to get the edge on us.
How do you get the whole 11 to work together on the gap issue, making the gap integrity? I think is a word used there. What do you do to change it, to make it better, to improve it?
I think you can do multiple things. Maybe take some stress off certain players when it comes to coverage. Maybe make it a little bit easier on them. Things like that. Just to try and make it so we can really hang our hat on stopping the run, because we've really struggled with stopping the run against State and Notre Dame now. So maybe kind of switch some things up, try some new things. Maybe get more people firing in the box and things like that to really try and disrupt the run.
Is it a fundamental thing? Is it a physicality thing that maybe some guys aren't quite at a Notre Dame level yet? Because Mac was saying the other day that they just they're better, just kind of whipped you guys a little bit. And how can you counter that when you're getting whipped at the line of scrimmage, or as a group you are?
It's tough to say. I think it's a mentality thing. I said that last week going into the game. It's got to be your mentality, and I mean it's tough to say what we can do to flip it. I think one thing that we really got to do is we got to get them down on first contact. That's always been a thing here is tackling, and tackling. I don't know who told me this, but I think Bill Belichick said he wants the best 11 tacklers on the field, and tackling's super hard, especially with the athletes we got. We haven't gotten the conference yet, but everybody's got good skilled players and great running backs. So we gotta really hone in on getting guys down on first contact and playing, like you were saying, playing as 11 and really turn this thing around.
Gene said yesterday he can sense a snowball effect at times because other teams have had some long stretches where they've been very, very productive. Do you sense that at all? And is there a level of frustration that sort of grows on the field among the guys when that's happening?
No, I don't think it's frustration. I think it's just, we want to be better. I mean, it's not like we want this to happen. But I think we just got to get our minds right and really kind of capitalize on this moment. We're not going to get Notre Dame back. We got to lock in. Hey, adversity is going to happen in football. I mean, everybody gets scored on. Offenses are high-powered. They stretch the field. They're going to make it hard on the defense with calls and things like that. Not referring to the game that there was calls, but it's just they want the offense to score points, and it's hard to stop offenses now. So I think it's an accumulation of everything. But we just have to look adversity in the face and buckle our chin straps and stop it. That's all we can do.
Ray, for lack of a better word, would you say just the defense collectively is pissed? What would you say just you all's general mood is? Yeah,
I mean, I thought today there was definitely some edge at practice in the scout team going against the Grays, and yeah, there's definitely I think it's just more of a sense of urgency. We got to turn this thing around. We got to figure out what we do good and capitalize on that. What can we do to disrupt these offenses? What can we do to get off the field on third down? What can we do to stop the run? And all that's being said, I mean, like I said initially, it's a mindset. We gotta come correct and play 4 quarters hard with the right mindset.
In terms of blitzing and bringing more than 4 defenders, what do you think? I guess I asked you to take this yesterday. Gene likes to bring 4, but Max said y'all blitzed a lot on Saturday against Notre Dame. So I'm wondering your philosophy, what you think would help in terms of putting more pressure on the quarterback, whether that's bringing more or sticking with the 4, or how that kind of works.
Yeah, I mean, even a lot of our third downs against Notre Dame, we went dime, and that's a 3-down package. So but we could blitz, we got different type of pressures and things out of that. So, but we've also got packages with our four best pass rushers, and then also, like you were saying, we could blitz. I mean, I think all schemes work. I think it comes down to the players executing and playing hard and doing. You have to do your job, but you can't be a robot. You got to do your job, but you also got to make plays and be a game changer. Be somebody that wrecks a game, gets a strip sack, gets turnovers, plays complementary football, so we can get the ball out of the offense and give the offense a short field so that. I mean, any scheme works. It's really just executing and playing hard.
Right along those lines, is there an aspect of Gene's defense, just the scheme or whatever, that has not clicked yet for you guys, or has taken longer to get what you want out of it than maybe you expected, or is there anything like that?
So I think in terms of like when we're in the meeting rooms and like understanding the defense and what we have to do and everything like that, I don't think that's an issue. I mean, but paper doesn't move, so it's a little bit harder when you get out there and wide receivers are running and you got pulling, offensive linemen and things like that, and you got things that the offense has put in that you haven't seen from prior weeks. So, I mean, I don't think it's an understanding thing. It's just, I mean, offenses are throwing a lot at us and we've struggled. But we just got to get on the right foot this week. It's conference play, and we're excited for VTech.
Is there a mood? I know you asked about mood earlier, but like, is everybody together and it's like, all right, that's behind us, like move forward with Virginia Tech? What's the general mood on just kind of like the outlook of the season, kind of what's ahead of you? Understanding there's game by game situations here.
Yeah, I think the mood's great. I mean, we took a L. It is what it is. We talked about it on Sunday, went over the film, and I mean, we got everything we want in front of us. We can win the division. So that's what everybody's focus is, and that's what we want to do. So we're 0-0, and we got to play VTech this week. So that's what we're excited for. But there was a lot to learn from Notre Dame because, I mean, not to take anything away, but a Power 5 team in this division is going to be different than a Georgia State and things like that, especially when you're playing week to week. It's going to feel different. We got a target on our back, so it's going to be different for sure.
It's a scouting report, the Hokies.
It's completely different. I was surprised when I turned on the film. It's a whole new coaching staff, and they used to be a stretch-based team, just running the ball, very similar to App State. And now they're an inside zone team, counter team. They like taking shots to their tight ends. They got some really good playmakers on the outside. They've got two really good backs, one that can really hit the home runs. So I mean, it's a different VTech team. It's a different scheme, but they've got some very good players up there.
Ray, has there been any, like, just in the aftermath of the Notre Dame game and what you guys weren't able to do and some of the frustrations, like, do you guys, like, have any conversations just as players? I mean, I don't mean, like, players only meeting, but just, like, when you're hanging out in the locker room, do you sit down and talk more or
Yeah,
try to figure it out together more?
Yeah, we had a defensive meeting, just players, and we talked about what happened. And I mean, I hate to say it is what it is, but I mean, we took a L. They executed very well. They came in here, dominated, played well, all phases, offense, defense, special teams. And I mean, really all we can do is learn from it. We lost. Even if we won, we would have had to learn from it. But I mean, we just gotta play next week. It is what it is. A lot of people took L's this weekend, so we just gotta take the negatives and positives from it and bring it in the VTech.
Who spoke at that meeting?
Was that the first time after the game that you guys just met by yourself?
For this team, yeah, this is the first time. Yeah. But
And what would you say you took from that meeting? What do you say you guys got out of it?
what I got out of it, I think some guys just spoke on it. It's not any specific position group, and I think some guys are kind of saying that they feel like we're not a complete defense. Some guys are kind of playing by themselves, and we're not one whole unit. We're not playing as 11 guys, and I think that was one of the main points. Like I was saying earlier, you got to do your job on defense because everybody can do the right thing. One guy doesn't, and they pop for a touchdown, and it falls on the whole defense. So that was one thing we really touched on, and I think it's a good thing for us.
Who was the main speakers during that meeting? Who spoke during the meeting, like the main guys talking?
I mean, there was a bunch of guys. Everybody kind of chipped in. Some of the main leader guys, Noah Taylor, came in Rucker, both the backers said, and Power. I mean, just some, but even guys that haven't taken a snap this year talked and just see what they see on the sideline, what the attitude is with guys, how they interact and things like that. So everybody chipped in and talked about it, and I think it was a productive meeting for us.
When was the meeting?
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Was it before or after practice?
It was before practice.
And whose idea was it?
I don't even know, to be honest with you. It
So
just
like
kind of
text
came up in the
message,
group
text
chat. We kind of just started talking like, hey, let's talk. Let's talk about the game yesterday, and we just kind of met and talked about what happened. That's really all.
And when you walked out, was there sort of a feeling like, okay, I think we've accomplished something here? And we're-
Yeah, I mean, but it's not like a major fix or anything. But I think it was good to just have a man-to-man conversation with the people that are on the field that had nothing to do with the coaches or schematically or anything like that. It's more of a man-to-man conversation. Like, hey, we need to turn this thing around.
All right.
Hey, thanks, man. That's great.
Thanks, Greg.